Have you ever felt like you're carrying around a backpack full of rocks, each one representing a past hurt, a disappointment, or an unresolved conflict? I know I have. It's like we're all walking around with these invisible burdens, and they weigh us down in ways we often don't even realize. But what if I told you there's a way to lighten that load? A way to start healing those psychological wounds? That's where meditation comes in. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Meditation? Really? Isn't that just sitting quietly and trying to clear your mind? Well, yes and no. It's so much more than that. Meditation is a powerful tool that can help us process our emotions, confront our past, and ultimately heal. It's not just for yogis or monks. It's for anyone who's ever felt overwhelmed, anxious, or simply stuck in their own head. Let's start with the basics. When we meditate, we create a space for ourselves to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. It's like stepping back and watching a movie of our own lives. You see, our minds are often cluttered with noise, thoughts racing, worries piling up, regrets nagging at us. By taking a few moments each day to meditate, we can quiet that noise and start to make sense of it all. It's in this stillness that we can begin to uncover the roots of our psychological wounds. Think about it. How often do we really take the time to check in with ourselves? Life gets busy, and we push our feelings aside. We tell ourselves we'll deal with it later, but later never comes, does it? We keep moving forward, dragging those rocks with us, and eventually they start to weigh us down so much that we can't even see where we're going. Meditation gives us the opportunity to pause, to reflect, and to finally confront what we've been avoiding. One of the most powerful aspects of meditation is its ability to help us cultivate self-compassion. When we sit in silence, we can start to acknowledge our pain without judgment. Instead of beating ourselves up for feeling sad or anxious, we can learn to treat ourselves with kindness. It's like giving ourselves a warm hug from the inside. And when we approach our wounds with compassion, we create the space for healing to begin. Imagine sitting quietly, focusing on your breath, and allowing yourself to feel whatever comes up. Maybe it's anger from a past relationship or sadness from a lost opportunity. Instead of running away from those feelings, meditation encourages us to lean into them. We can ask ourselves, what is this feeling trying to teach me? This simple shift in perspective can be incredibly liberating. It's like shining a light on the dark corners of our minds that we've been too afraid to face. Now, let's talk about the science behind it. Research has shown that meditation can actually change the structure of our brains. Mindfulness practices have been linked to increased gray matter in areas associated with emotional regulation and self-awareness. This means that the more we meditate, the better we become at managing our emotions and understanding ourselves. It's like giving our brains a workout, strengthening the very parts that help us heal. But it's not just about changing our brains. It's about changing our relationship with our emotions. When we meditate, we learn to observe our thoughts and feelings as they come and go, rather than getting swept away by them. It's like watching clouds pass by in the sky. Some are dark and stormy, while others are light and fluffy, but they all eventually move on. This realization can be incredibly freeing. We start to understand that our emotions are temporary, not permanent fixtures in our lives. Another key benefit of meditation is its ability to reduce stress and anxiety. When we're stressed, our bodies go into fight or flight mode, releasing a flood of hormones that can wreak havoc on our mental health. But through meditation, we can activate our relaxation response, calming our minds and bodies. This not only helps us feel better in the moment, but also allows us to approach our psychological wounds with a clearer mind and a more open heart. Now, I want to emphasize that meditation isn't a magic cure-all. It's not going to erase your pain overnight or solve all your problems, but it is a tool, a powerful one, that can support your healing journey. It requires practice and patience. Just like building a muscle, the more we meditate, the stronger our ability to cope with our emotions becomes. It's a commitment to ourselves, a promise to show up for our own healing. So, how do you get started? It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need fancy equipment or a special place. Just find a quiet spot, sit comfortably, and close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Inhale deeply, feeling your chest rise, and exhale slowly, letting go of any tension. If your mind starts to wander, and it will, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Start with just a few minutes a day and gradually increase the time as you feel more comfortable. There are also plenty of guided meditations available online that can help you through the process. As you begin to incorporate meditation into your daily routine, you might notice some changes. You may find it easier to recognize when you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious. You might start to respond to those feelings with more compassion instead of judgment. And over time, you may even feel those psychological wounds begin to heal. It's not about erasing the past. It's about learning to live with it in a healthier way. So if you're carrying around those heavy rocks, I encourage you to give meditation a try. It's a journey worth taking, one that can lead you to a place of greater peace, understanding, and ultimately healing. Remember, you're not alone in this. We all have our struggles, but together, we can find ways to lighten our loads and embrace the beauty